Welcome, everyone. Let me get my camera organized and I will be with you in just a minute. I'm going to get signed on here. Give me just a minute. Trying to see. Hold this up to the pad. Bear with me. I'm thinking I might be able to get on with my other camera, but I don't think so. All right, let's see. Let me get the chat opened and we'll get started here in just a few minutes. Okay. All right. And let's see. There we go. All right, come on in, have a seat, get comfy, and hopefully, it looks kind of dark. So let me got trying to make sure I got better lighting for you guys. All right, we'll get started here in just a few minutes. Welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday, Karen. How are you? Aren't you glad it's a tad warmer? I don't know about up in your area. We're supposed to be, I think, 82 or 83 today, so that's pretty good. Oh my goodness gracious! We just had a neighbor stop by, and he's sitting there chit chatting with my husband. I'm looking at my watch, going, "Okay." Oh, pardon me. Yeah, I'm in here. I usually do this on Saturdays when because Chuck will usually go to the gym to exercise, but he went and played. Not didn't play golf. He was practicing. So now he's I think he's getting ready to take a shower and he's got some stuff to do in his office. So, but I think we got the headphones in and we got the cable that we needed in. So either today or tomorrow, we're going to try to see if we can get this thing hooked up to the TV and make sure it works. And if that's the case, woo, that'd be nice. And I won't have to pack up my stuff and move to the other room, which is fine. But sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain. Got to wheel it in, wheel it out. Oh, it's 77. Yeah, I'm not sure what the temperature is here, actually. Let's see what the weatherman says. Oh, we're 76. Says the high is supposed to be 80 for us. Have you, do you use Alexa on, like, in your house? We have one of those things. And so I ask her what the weather is every day. Well, a couple weeks ago, she wanted to know, she goes, "I have a new voice. Would you like to hear it?" And I kept saying no. Well, then my husband decided he was going to say yes. So he said yes to her. And I do not like the voice. It's a normal voice. I like the other one. I don't like this one for some reason. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to ask if I can change it back to her other voice. But it has been. Oh, you don't have Alexa? Oh, well, we do, and I don't like her voice. Not the new one. I like the old one. And really, why I don't know. I just did. I don't know. Anyway, but that's okay. So, are you ready for the holidays? I'm working on finishing up my Christmas cards. Pardon me, and getting those finished. I don't know. It's just taking me longer to get them done for some reason, but so I'm working on that. Hopefully, I'll have it done by today. Excuse me, I got to pick up something off the floor. And hopefully I'll have that done today, and then I can get them all out in the mail by Monday. I sent a batch out yesterday, and then we'll go. We will see. So, anyways, all right. Let's see. What time is it? It is all right. 11:32. We'll give it another more minute. Let a few more people pop in, and oh, I know. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, the card orders kind of threw me behind, but that's all right. It's not like I have a whole lot to do in my life, you know what I mean? But it just takes time. It's just time consuming. I'm going to work on getting them more organized and using a lot of automation to help with some of the stuff that I do. I think it'll make it a lot easier. And I think the time consuming thing is since I've been putting my cards on my Etsy store, I used to pay a girl to do that for me. I'd pay her by the unit. But it got to the point where I have to keep going back and checking everything she did, so it wasn't worth paying her because I was having to redo the work most of the time. But it's just time consuming. Assuming I copy, once I get it in there, I copy it, but then you got to change the wording for that particular card and the description, so it takes a little bit of time, and it takes it takes a while. So, and I've got, I don't know how many cards. I probably have another 80 cards that I need to put up that are like birthdays and miscellaneous stuff. Maybe not that many. I don't know. It could be maybe 60 or 70. Anyway, it's a lot. So I've got to get that done, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. So anyway. Anyway. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. So let me introduce myself and then we'll get started with our creation anticipation, which is our sketch day. And I'm going to take a sip of water. Pardon me. And we will get started. So for those of you that have just joined, welcome. I'm Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I live in Fort Myers, Florida. And I have been doing this for almost 15 years, believe it or not. And anyway, so today we're going to be working with a sketch. Sometimes we try to do so much and we try to make cards over the top. And then I think sometimes it's best to kind of step back and just kind of do some basic, easy cards. And a great way to do that is to use a sketch. So I'm going to flip the camera down and I'm going to show you the sketch that I have. Give me just a minute. Let me flip and I get this so it's in the right direction. There we go. Now, this sketch, bear with me, I got from Jess, it's called Jess Crafts, and she has an Etsy store where she does sell a few of her sketches, and then she also has a blog and website. So I went on there and I downloaded, I purchased a thing she had on her Etsy store of different sketches. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust the camera. And it was $5. But and it's using 12 by 12 paper and you're cutting it down. So I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and do she has it the cut where you're going to cut the 12 by 12, but then it shows how you can just do this sketch. So I printed this one off. But she has the measurements at 3 by 5. Well, that doesn't work on a card. So I'm not quite sure if that's a mistake or if it's just me doing something wrong. But I looked at the cut, I was trying to do a card base. Okay. So I thought, well, 3 inches is not going to be very big. It's going to be too big for me to put on a 5.5 by 4, quarter card. So I changed this to cut them at 1 inch. So I did 1 inch a piece. And then this one is supposed to be a little bit bigger one, like for your, I guess for the focal point. And I didn't even pay attention to that one. So anyways, by the time I got done cutting the 1 inches, this one was a little bit smaller, which was fine. It's not a big deal. So it just kind of shows you that you can use this as a stepping stone and then do really what you want to do. So this is using the modern, hang on a second. It's the modern Christmas, it's a 12 by 12 paper. So I thought this is really cute. And actually the way I got it cut was you can see how my trees line up with each other. Now, if I didn't put this piece here, you'd see these would line up with this piece here and these line up with this piece, which is fine. And then I was going through my rack over here where I keep my stamps, and I've got the ephemera sets that I bought like a year ago, and I keep forgetting I have them to use them, and I have some that say something for everything, and then I have joyful things. So I pulled this from that ephemera pack. So keep that in mind if you have sentiments that you put aside that you maybe cut out and you're not using them, keep those because you can use them for something else. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do another card using the paper from this pack here. And then I'm going to show you what I have. I have a box in here of stuff that I put away and decided we're going to try to make a card using that material. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so I'm going to move this card out of the way since we've already showed that one. Okay, now the dog has decided to reappear. When our friend came over, she went under the couch. So, all right, so this is a sketch. So we're going to start with a card base of 5.5 by 4 1/4, and we're going to start out with basic black. And I'm thinking I was going to do white, but the piece of paper that I'm going to work with has white and black. So I'm going to use this and we're going to cut this down. So this is from the pack of paper. So I'm going to bring in the trimmer, and we're going to cut the two pieces that I need. So give me just a second. Let me get my trimmer out here. Um, hang on a minute. And then we'll cut what we need. So let me get this flattened down. All right. And we're going to move this. We're going to use a black card base. And then I'm going to use this piece. And then this piece I'm going to use for that part right there. And I am going to probably cut it the same. I'm going to change these up as far as the sizes. I think I'm going to do 1.5 inches each. And then I've already made my focal point, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is bring in my paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut 4. Sorry, I've got a gnat flying around. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to cut 1.5. That would be 3. 3. Oh my goodness. So if I did 4 at 1.5, that's going to put me at that's not going to work. So we do 1.25. That would be 2.5. Oh my gosh, this gnat's driving me crazy. All right, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and all right, I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch, and then we're going to make this one a little bit bigger. So we're going to put this in. This is the back side of this paper, just to let you know. It's the gold foil, and then I'm going to use the black and white. So let's do 3/4 of an inch. I was thinking, yeah, let's do that. I think that's going to be easier. So I'm going to make 4 of these at 3/4 of an inch. Let's see. So that's 1, that's 2. This would be 3. Whoops, hang on. Let me get my paper in here so it's straight. All right, so that's 3, and then we'll do 1 more, which will be 4. So that puts this at 3 inches, right? All right, so that's 70. Yeah, that's 3 inches, and then we're going to cut these down. I'm just going to lay them all on top of each other. It'll probably be a lot easier, and this makes it fast. So this is a great way if you want to make a lot of cards and you don't want to have to spend a lot of time doing it. So I'm going to line this up at the 5 inch. Actually, I think I'm going to line it up at 5 1/4. Since we're not going to have a piece underneath, we're just going to lay this down. So I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4. So again, that's the nice thing about using a sketch is you can change it up as you see fit. All right. So now these are going to be 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to pull in this piece, and I want my lines to run this way, just like it is here. So I've got 3, what did I say, 3 inches, 4. I'm going to cut this at 4. I'm going to cut this at 1 1/4. I think that should be enough. Let me see. I want this to go long ways. Yeah, I want it to go long ways, so I'm going to cut it this. And then we're going to cut this down to 5 inches, 5 1/4 as well. So let's cut that there. All right. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to set these off to the side, and now we're just going to start layering everything, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with my focal point. So let me see. Do I need white? I think I'm gonna. Oh, I guess I need. Oh, you know what? I should have cut these down at 4. I cut these wrong. These need to be at 4 inches. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't want to put the white on there because I think that's going to be too much. Let's see. Do we want a piece of white? But I think with this, hold on. I got to cut these down. Well, I could turn it this way. We're going to do it this way instead. Will that work? No, because it's going to shorten my. Yeah, I don't think I want the white. I think I'm going to lay it back on here. I got to cut these down. I don't know what I was thinking. We don't want that. We want these at 4 inches. So let's go back in here and cut these at 4 inches instead of 5 1/4. I wasn't thinking. These are going to be at 4 because the way we've got the card. All right, so there's 4. And then this one we'll cut in again. So we're going to make this one at 4 inches. We're going to leave that 1/4 inch border. All right, there we go. Now we can have it all centered. And I'm going to keep those little pieces because we might use those again. Never know. All right, so I'm just gonna lay this and build it up on the card itself. Now, I could have put a piece of gold underneath, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. So we've got, our pieces here. So I'm gonna line these up just like that. We're gonna put them in, lay them in there. I'm gonna put this one in the center, and then I'll glue everything down. And then we'll put that like that, and then that see how it kind of matches up? So that's how we're gonna do our card base, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and glue this down, and again, that's what I'm talking about as far as making it really easy by using a sketch. So welcome, everybody. Come on in, and we are working on a sketch and, um, talking about how you don't need to do it exactly like it says to do it. You just use that as your starting point. And I am working with the, modern, uh modern Christmas paper from Stampin' Up. And we're using the black and white piece, and these are cut at 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. And I'm doing them all black and white. And then the center piece is going to be the gold with black and white. And I'll show you that in just a minute. So, and I'm just spacing them slightly apart from each other. All right, we're just going to give it a little bit of space. And we'll try to move that one up a little bit. There we go. Whoops, there we go. And then this is going to be our center. And this is the back side of that paper. And then when we get done, we're going to do another one. We're going to build that one from scratch. So this one we're going to lay right here. And then I'll show you the other one that I did when we get done for those that just showed up. All right. And then again, this is the back side. This is the paper that has the gold like ornaments and stuff. And then on the back of this is the black and white lines. So we're going to place those right in here. All right. And it looks like we might be able to, I might have to space these a little bit more apart. Let's see, smooth this out a little bit. See if we can do that. Let's see, might have to keep it that way. That's all right. That's okay. We'll figure it out. All right. And then because I cut these a little bit shorter, I can always come back and add another piece if I need to. So we'll put that one right about there. Get my glue off there. Now we've got a little space here, so why don't we, just for fun, add a piece of the striped paper and let's see, hang on a minute, I just dropped some stuff on the floor. We could do a little tiny, what do y'all think about that? Should I put that there or just leave it blank? We could do a little strip, or I could come back with a little strip. I think I'd rather do the white. I don't want to take the white. So, okay, we're just going to cut this. I'm going to cut it like 1/4 of an inch. Pardon me. Let's do a quarter. Let's do 3/8 of an inch and see if that fits. And then we're going to cut this down to 4 inches. So this is what they call kind of doing this on the fly, huh? Yeah. All right, let's do that. That way we don't have such a long gap there. Then I don't think anybody's really going to notice that. Yeah, that's going to look better. We'll put him right there rather than the gold. Pardon me. Okay, so let's put a little bit of glue on this guy. We'll just set that right there. And let's see, let's turn it around because it's got the little mark that might, help make it look. There we go. Move that over. There we go. That's fine. No one's going to notice the difference. All right, so that's that part of the card. Now we're going to come in, and I did a focal point. So what I did was from this paper right here, I took and went in and cut out a square of one of these trees. And I just grabbed one that was at the bottom of the paper where I could cut it. So I cut this just enough to show the 3 trees. I didn't want to have a lot to that because we're going to do layering. So I'm going to take, let me move this out of the way. And then I cut a piece of black. So this actually is, let me find my ruler. All right, so this piece here that has the black and gold is 2 by 2 inches by 2 1/8, and then my black piece is 2 1/8 by 2 3/8. So that's going to go on there like that, and then we've got a piece of gold, and then this one is two. It looks like it's 2 3/8 by 2 1/2. So that's going to go on here. And then I'll pop these up on dimensionals, and we're going to place that right over there to be our focal point. So it's a very quick and easy card, as you can see. One of the advantages, again, of using these sketches, and for those that just joined, I will show you the card. Once I get this one done, I'll show you the one that I made previously, and then we'll have to drop these today. And then we'll so I'm going to pop this up on dimensional. So we'll go ahead and add this to the gold piece. All right, that's what I like using. You fly with me. I normally am not that way. I usually have to have something, at least something to get me started, and then I can make it, but I just can't come up with a lot. Sometimes I can, but most of the time I have to take a little. The white does look better. Okay. So there's that. So I'm going to pop that right up on dimensional, and then we can add a sentiment if we want, or we can just leave it and put something on the inside. So let's see. Let's go ahead and pop this on here first, and I'll put one in the middle. We'll make it a smiley face, and then we'll determine if we want to put a sentiment on the front. Or we can just leave it like this and just put the sentiment on the inside. So let's see. And we'll see what we have. I'm going to lay that right in the center here. So isn't that pretty? And that makes it look very classy. Actually, I think I would leave it like this, and then we'll just put a sentiment on the inside. So let's, I'm going to pull in. Now I'm using, I've got some of these ephemera packs that I forgot that I had, and I'm sure y'all probably have some too. So I'm going to open up my box and let's see what we have. I do have some in here that are, that have some gold writing. So we have one just for you, which I don't know if we want that one. Now, if we want to add some color, obviously we can do that. So here's some of these sentiments that I haven't used. And then we have some gold. Here's one, Christmas Wishes. Let's pull that one out. See, that might be too big. Let's pop this one out. We'll see how that one does. And then I think these will probably be a little bit too big. So let's see. We could add a little bit of color if we want. So let's see. Or we can leave it without. But I think we should put something. How about, all right, let's see what this looks like. Christmas Wishes. We could pop that up. What do y'all think? I think that, I don't know. Because that one kind of gets lost in the shuffle. Don't you think? I think I'm gonna leave it blank, and then we'll put something on the inside of the card. And we could always use that, but we're going to do a piece of white. So I don't think we want that. So let's add. We could do the Merry Christmas. We could do that, and I could cut this in half. Or we could do Christmas Memories. No, we don't want that. Let's see. I know. Too many choices, right? I know. Bear with me, you guys. Oh, here's one. Thinking of You This Christmas. I like that one. Let's do this one. It's blue, but that's okay. What's this other one say? Hold on. Let's check it. Let's check one more. Peace and joy to you and yours. Thinking of You This Christmas. I think I'm going to go with this one. What do y'all think about that? Now, this just goes to show how quick and easy it is to make these cards. And if you're just joining, this is the sketch that I'm using. And I got this from Just Craft. And I purchased a set that she had through her Etsy store. and I kind of modified it some. But I think this will look nice, even though it's got blue, because this is black and gold. And I think the pop of blue would probably look nice in here. Thinking of you this Christmas. So I think that's what I'll do. Let's add this one to here. So let's go ahead and lay our basic white down. And I'm just going to lay that down. I'm going to glue it flat. I know. I like it too. Hey, Kay, how are you? And then I think this one, I'm just going to lay it right there. And then we can address it to whomever. And then you can write something else when you're ready to send it off. So again, these ephemera packets are really good to use. I need, when I was going through that, I found I have a box of cards and matching cards and envelopes. I thought, okay, they're more springy summer. So I need to start using this stuff up. I've been cleaning, so and I keep saying I'm going to be cleaning, but then every day I have something else that comes up that I can't get clean. But I'm getting there, so I'm reorganizing my craft room. I've bought some plastic containers for the drawers, try to get those cleaned up a little bit better. I'll probably take some before and after pictures of my drawers so y'all can see. Okay, so there is this card, similar to the step here. Of course, I didn't make this one quite as big. I did 3/4 of an inch for those that are just joining. This one, I think I did an inch, if I'm not mistaken. This one's an inch and a half. And there we go. So there's that one. And then those that just joined, here's the first one that I did. And I just cut these at 1 inch. And then this one's a little bit smaller. And then as you can see, the paper still works because it's got the trees with their bottoms. It all matches. And then on the inside, I'll just put something. I haven't put anything on the inside on that one. So again, it just shows you how you can use these stickers and be able to make some quick cards easily and quickly. Okay, so we're going to do one more. I found this pack here of various pieces of stuff that I have. So we're gonna try to create something using. I've got scraps of paper in here, and I have all these little pieces of. See, this is paper that I cut that I ended up not using. Okay, and then we have all of these different pieces that we can use as a focal point on the front of our card. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to take these pieces here and I'm going to cut these down. I think we'll probably go with the text pattern because it'd be easier to match up with something else that we're going to put on here. So let's look at, we've got a cup of cocoa, we have a tree, I guess that's a cake, we got some bears, and we have this focal point with a house. We have some moose, skates, we have a sleigh. Let's see what else. We got a lot of stuff in here. See, that's what I'm talking about. These are ephemera packs. You need to make sure that you're using them because this gives you lots of things that you can make quick cards with. Here's some little hearts and Christmassy things and some trees. Let's see, I'm going to try to separate just a little bit. So put your thoughts out what you think we should use as our focal point. Here we have a sleigh. And there's a lot in here, so we may not be able to. I'm just going to try to put it like that, just to give you guys an idea of what's available. And then we've got some little pieces that we can always add in if we need to. We got some little holiday ornaments here and all of that. So think about which one you'd like to use. We're going to use this paper here. So I'm going to cut this down. We're going to use a sheet of red cardstock. So this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we'll go ahead and get this folded. And while you're looking at some of the stuff in here, you can think about which ones you want to tell me about, which one you think we should use. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting the paper. And what we'll do is I'm just going to cut 5 of the strips, and I'm going to do an inch because I could get 5 on the card base because we're going to do it in the portrait mode. So I'm going to cut these 1 inch. I should be able to get 5 on here, and then we'll just add whatever as our focal point. All right, so let me come over to our paper trimmer, and y'all can be thinking about which of these you want to leave me a comment. And let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to cut these at 1 inch. And it's going to leave me, I've got some extra, actually. All right, there's 1 inch. We might use that for something else. And we'll do another 1 inch. Get that straight. And these are your, typical Christmas colors, the red and green. And this has got a little bit of blues in it, which is pretty. So we're going to cut that one down. We've got 2. Now these are probably about a 1/2 inch there. So we've got, we'll have some more that I can make some other cards with. And we cut this one. We've got 3, and now I'm gonna cut these down to 4 inches, obviously. So we're gonna cut this at 1 inch. They're gonna be 1 inch by 4, and we'll probably put a piece of white on the card base. All right, so we've got some extra little pieces there. So we've got 4. Let's see how that goes first, and then let's cut these down to 4 inches. So I'm gonna line all of these up together. You can see there we go. We're going to line them all up. I'm going to cut them down at 4 inches. So I just have to make one little whack, and we've got them cut. And then I can use these again for something else as well. And I think we might need a 5th one. So let me go ahead and cut one more just to be on the safe side. And we'll cut that. Okay, so now we have a bunch of smaller ones, and we'll cut this one down to 4 inches as well. Okay, so there we go. We've got our 5 pieces of pattern paper. And move all of these pieces out of the way. I got a bunch on the floor. All right, I'll move those over there. Okay. And all right, so now I missed it. I had to jump off. Oh, we cut down some paper that I had, designer paper, and I'm cutting these at 1 inch by 4, and we're going to use a piece of basic real red cardstock, and we're going to pull in a piece of basic white, and we're going to layer these onto here, and then we're going to create our focal point by choosing something from this ephemera pack here. So I've kind of tried to leave it out for y'all to decide which ones you think. The house, I think, would be cute. The bears, the deers, whatever y'all decide. Okay, so if we place these on here, now let's decide, do we want them on the white, or do we want to leave them on the red by itself? So that's the question. We can do it like that, or we can add it to the white, and it will go edge to edge, which they can trim this down if we're going to use the white. So, big decision. I kind of liked it without the white underneath, actually. I like it with the red coming through. So we could line these up just like we did the other one, and we'll have 5 of these, right? You've got them all cut at 1 inch by 4. We'll have to move them up a little bit. Yeah, we'll have to move these up. Scoot them up just a little bit. We won't have as much space through them, which is okay. And we'll move these up. Just a little bit there and a little bit there. And then we can come in with a focal point. So we could either do the house popped up on dimensionals. We could do the cocoa cup. We could do the elk, whatever that is. We could do a teddy bear. What else? I don't like that. So we need something that's going to be one of these larger pieces. That's what we've got to decide. Which one do we want to use? We could do the cocoa, however. So what do y'all think? Any suggestions? Bears for Valentine. All right, well, we'll save those for Valentine. Oh, that's what we have. Cocoa, We have a stock, so we could put the stockings on there. I think that's a little busy though, with that paper. I'm kind of leaning towards the house. What do y'all think? Because this is kind of busy. I'm leaning towards the house with the trees. So I'm going to go ahead, or we can have, no, I think I like the house. All right, I'm going to go ahead and glue these down while y'all think about it. Cup of cocoa and warm winter wishes. Oh, well, let's see if we have that, Pam. That was a good idea. Warm winter wishes. Do I have a sentiment that way? Let's look and see. All right, let's pull this one out. Let me go ahead and glue this down. I need to start looking at, do I have warm wishes in here? I have that stamp set. I know we have a stamp set that has warm wishes. Which one is that? Because I know I've got that one. Oh, here's winter wishes. That's a little tiny one though. Let's see. What else do we have in here? Let's see. I'm going to go through here real quick. You guys are very fast on your feet there. Let's see. We don't have that. Okay. Warm wishes. Which one does that come in? Which stamp set? Give me, name me some stamp sets that has the warm wishes. I'm looking in the stamp, things. If I have that. I don't think I do. All right. I'm going to glue these down. And if you can think of a stamp set, the tree upper left, the tree in the upper left. Let's see. Where's the tree? Oh, you're saying the Christmas tree. Put that. Oh, okay. All right. We have that. All right. I'm going to glue these down and then we need to, I'll have to get my stamps out, my stamp set, the Christmas stamps, because I've got several that I keep that I don't get rid of. So we're going to have something in there. I'll have to pull them out so we can decide which ones we want to use. I had put them somewhere. I must have laid them in the back. Let me look and see if they're in the drawer. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and glue this down. All right, so these again are 1 inch by 4, and I'm just going to leave a small space because we're going to do 5 of these little guys. Okay, and let's see. I think I have the warm wishes in one of these stamp sets, but I can't remember which one it is. I'll have to grab them. We may have to do some digging here. All right, so this one's going to go there. Probably get them a little bit closer together. This starts making you look like you're going to go crazy, right? Your eyes. All right, so that one goes there. Move him up a little bit. And then this one will go there. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to lay this one down first so I know where it goes. And then we can adjust the other one. And then I'm going to dig out my stamp. We'll see. I'm going to put this one right here. All right, so see what I mean about how easy, and these ephemera things that you can use, the sentiments and all the different pieces are perfect when you want to, just dig through and pull something out. And it makes it a lot easier. All right, so we're going to put that one right there. It is a lot busy though, isn't it? Ooh, I probably should have done a stripe and then plain, stripe and then plain, but that's okay. All right, let me grab some stamp sets and let's see what we have for wording. Let's see. Give me a second. We're going to go for the Christmas one. What did I do with them? All right, bear with me. Oh, hang on, you guys. I got to climb over this stuff here. Give me a minute. We're digging through the Christmas. More. Mary messages. All right, let's see. Hang on, I'm coming. Holiday Christmas, middle Christmas, farming. Okay, and we have. Hold on. All right, I've got 2. This could be another stamp set. Let me come around this way. Oh, there they are. Hang on. It's on the floor with my pile of cards. Here we go. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's what we have. Let me see if we have a warm wishes. We have wishing you the best of times. Okay, so this one, we've got a Christmas blessing, season greetings, hanging the holly, da 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 da. These are probably more of the inside script, so I'll let you look at that one for a second. And then um, this one doesn't. Now, this one is everything but Christmas, so we're not gonna worry about that one. All right, so there's that one, and then we have this one. These are all retired. Um, wishing you a season, the peace of love, and wishing you rejoice this merry. May all these be yours at Christmas. Wishing you the best of. So again, most of these are going to be for the inside of the card. And then we have this one. I don't have a season of more. I'm thinking what stamp set that. Oh, you know what? Let me look at the skating. Hang on. I think I might remember where it is. It's gonna be. Hold on a minute, you guys. The skate. What's the skating one that's retired? I think that one has, but it's small. Hold on a minute. Let me look. Where are you? Monica. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God, where is it? It's just, I gotta climb through my hole again. Hang on. Oh, okay. This one is retired as well. This is located there. No, it doesn't have that either. Okay, so we got to come up with a sentiment. So we may just have to not put a sentiment on the top, or we can pick out whatever we want. I love this scripty. Merry Christmas. That's pretty. Yeah, I like that one. Okay. I know I know the background is really busy. That's why I was thinking that maybe something like that, but maybe I should have just not put all of these on there. I should have just done some white, maybe some white, because it is really busy, right? Don't you think? So we could take this, um, see, how do we want to do this? Let's see. Now, if we put this on there, that's gonna knock it down some, but I don't know. Maybe we could take and do another card and put smaller strips and not as many, and maybe do one and then have a space and space them out. So, because this is really busy, isn't it? Way too busy. So, in the first set, this one, and we can just not put the house, just put the sentiment. Um, or we have this one here. I'm thinking. All right, I don't want to hold y'all up. The house looks good. I like the house, but I still think it's a little busy, don't you? I think I put too much paper on there. What if we just put a few strips? Maybe did them this way, like 3 strips. So again, this is why we're using the sketch, right? So it gives us the opportunity to do that. So I could do it this way and just put 3, and then that might make it look a lot nicer. What do y'all think about that? I think that's going to look a lot better. So I'm going to put this one off to the side because I don't like that one. Let's put these down and let's try that. I think that's going to look a little bit better. Because I think it was too much paper on there. So I may have to cut those off and reuse it in a different way. All right, give me a second. Let's go ahead. I'm going to cut these down. Let's see. These we're going to leave at, we're going to cut these at 5 1/4. because we're gonna make them long ways. I think that's gonna make it look a lot nicer. Let's cut these down to 5 1/4, and we'll get that cut. And then that way, I think that will look a lot nicer. Let's see. All right, let's try that. So we can put one here, and then one here. We'll just space them out. Again, that's why the sketches are helpful. I think that will probably look nicer. And then we can either put this on there, or we could put the coffee, or we could put the tree. I think this one is probably bigger and would look better. Let me get this into camera. Sorry about that. Put a solid piece on top of the busy background to save it. Put a solid red piece on top of the busy background to save it. I'm not sure what you mean, Karen. I was thinking I could just cut this in strips and cut it off. All right, I'm going to glue these down. I'm going to put this on this way. Let's try this and see. All right, so we're going to put this one down. We're going to see, this is the nice thing about using a sketch. We can change it up and do what we want. So we're going to make it go this way. I'm going to put this down here until I get it straight. There we go. Now we can even turn the card if we want and have it go this way. So we don't have to have it going in the portrait mode. We can make it landscape. We want to do that too. That might even be better. So let's put that. Let me go ahead and put this in here. So I'm just going to put 3 strips. Oh, how did I get one shorter than the other? I did, didn't I? All right. Well, there we go. It's okay. I'm going to make it work. You can move him up a little bit. All right. And then this one, you know what? No one's going to notice that. They're going to get this card and just be happy. All right. Let me get my glue on here. The delay makes it hard to interact. Oh, I know it does. It's like a 15 to 20 second delay. So sorry about that. It does make it hard to interact. All right, this one, I think I can, no, we're not going to try to list him. I've got him a little bit lower. So, okay. So I'm thinking that's going to look better. Actually, it might look better to go like that and put that house in the center. That kind of covers up that whole thing right there. The tree looks nice, but he's not quite as big. And the cocoa really needs, but we could cut this and put this on a circle. If we wanted to do that, we could put this on a back of a circle. I think the house would look better and pop this up on dimensional. Or we could do drum. I think the house and do it this way. What do y'all think? And then we could put a sentiment underneath. What do you think about that? And then we could stamp the Merry Christmas and place that down here. Or we could do one that we could flexi cut. I think let's do this. Let's put this in here. I'm going to pop this up on dimensional. All right, let's do that. Let's put these on here. All right, let's do that. Now, yeah, I don't think we want to add anything else. It does look a little busy. Still busy, but that's all right. Oh, got stuff stuck in my paper. All right, so let's put this here. That's going to take up that space right there. Now, for our sentiment, let's see if we have anything that has about the home. I'm having to pull in from the old stuff here. Let's see what we have in here. All right, so we do have the Merry Christmas there, but we have, get this piece out of here. This is mouse scrap. Okay. We have holiday wishes. We have thinking of you. We have ho ho ho. I don't think we want any more red. I think we need to add Christmas memories. We could put celebrate. Holiday wishes. We could do that. That might work because that would pull into blue. Let's take this one out and see. So that's one thing about these ephemera packs that work really well. This is peace and joy to you and yours. So we can add, that's a little bit bigger as well. Okay, so let's see. And then we have, that's a little bit green. This one would probably look nice, or we could put the holiday wishes right down here at the bottom. This one might be a little bit too big. What do you think if we put the holiday wishes, or we could put it off to the side? Or we could actually put this up here at an angle. We want to do that. Or we could put this here. All right, what are your thoughts? Or it could go right. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. And I don't like that green's a little bit. This is too big. All right. Wait, and I know there's about a 15-second delay. Holiday wishes. I think that one too. I think this one's too big. All right, so we're going to put these back. We'll use those another day. And I'm going to place it, I think I'm going to just leave it right here at the end, underneath the card. And this is popped up on dimensional. Actually, I can just tuck that under. No, I think I'd rather pop it up. Let's do that. Let's pop this one up. And we'll be good to go. So all of that work on this one little card. So let's move all this mess out of the way. Let me close this thing so we can get back to what it was that we were looking at. Let's pop these guys back in here. Yeah, we'll use that. That paper is a little bit busy, wasn't it? Okay. That hurts eyeballs. All right, so let's put this over here. Looks like a snow globe. Oh, yeah, it does. All right, so let's put, or would it be better here? All right, let's hold this thing up. Right there. Or should we put it down here? I don't know about down there. Or put it up in the corner. What do y'all think? You could go there. Or I could put it down here. You could put it there. I kind of like it up in the corner because there's so much space. It kind of hides, kind of takes away a little bit of that, the green and red checkers. Like that. What do y'all think? You like it under the house? About like that. How's that? Does that look all right? Holiday wishes. All right, let's go there. Put that right there. See how long it takes to make a card? And then we'll put this on the inside, and then we'll stamp it with whatever sentiment we want when we get ready to mail it out. Okay. So now that we've done all of that, so here's the cards that we've made. Again, using the sketch as a place, as a jumping off point, if you will. So we've got this one, and we have this one, and now we've done our holiday card here. Get it in the camera. Let me see if I can get them all in there so we can see it with the sketch. All right. So there you go, how we can use the sketch as a starting point, and then we can work with, let's put that up here, that'll be easier. Then we can work with that sketch and design various cards. So there you go. All right. So thanks to everybody for taking your time on Saturday morning to join me for our sketch day. But again, it's an easy sketch. So you see how easy it was. We just pivoted from making these two that are very similar to going off the grid to something completely different. All right, so I hope you all enjoyed this. I greatly appreciate you spending your Saturday morning with me again. Thank you, everyone. Have a rest of the weekend. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you all Tuesday evening, Facebook and YouTube for our weekly Facebook Live class. All right, everybody, thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.